So I'm Robert Franz. I'm the Associate Conductor of the Houston Symphony and Music Director of the Boise Philharmonic and the Windsor Symphony in Ontario, Canada. I'm here this week with the National Repertory Orchestra to do some programs to help train musicians to create education programs in the schools. I'm a very passionate advocate for music in the schools and the arts in general for young people's lives. It's amazing to me how classical music and listening to music can change not only how kids perceive the world, but how the brain is actually wired. And so I've spent my career creating and developing programs that really hone in on this idea of active listening. And so all the programs that the musicians of NRO and I've created this week that will be performed throughout Summit County are really designed to describe music from the outside in, to look at how we actively listen to a piece of music and how we get that music into our brain. For the musicians of the NRO and for musicians everywhere, actually, we spend so much time studying and learning music from the inside out that it's a real adjustment to all of a sudden change your viewpoint and start describing music from the outside in. Start describing the surface of the music, how an audience would receive it. So the process for me with these musicians this week has been to sort of tear down those ideas of describing music through theory and history and how music works from the inside, the development of the piece, to how we perceive and how we receive music. That's the first part. The second part of the equation has been that as presenters of music, we often think, okay, this is what I need to say to the audience. And I like to sort of turn that on its ear and change it to how does the audience receive the information? How do kids think about music? How do they learn? And then use that as the guidepost for how we communicate what we're doing with the music. Tie that in or add to that then what we do is we develop a certain amount of flexibility by adding extra pieces that we can take in or put out, and by really developing this skill set of asking the audience questions and creating this cycle of information going back and forth between the audience and the musicians. It really opens up these kids' minds and engages them with the music that they're hearing. For the musicians that I'm working with this summer, I would just say that I'm so impressed with how they all of a sudden will take something that they've been so used to for so long and turn it on its ear and just go for it. And for some of these musicians, it's the first time they've ever worked with young kids, so they're really being thrown into the deep end of the pool here and just sort of going for it. And it's really exciting to see them experience this for the first time.